Greetings and salutations. I would like to welcome everybody back, and some of you for the first time, to the Full Sport Press Podcast, the premier sports podcast for the consummate sports fan. And this is your one-stop shop for all sports-related news and topics. Before we get started, I am J Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
Weezy back in the building. Say what's up, Weezy.
What it do? What it do? Back.
Coach Lock back in the building. Say what's up, Couch.
What's happening, fellas? How's everybody doing?
We here, Coach. We here, man. Got Weezy back in the saddle.
Yeah.
Too far between Weezy, ain't it?
Hey. When you hear, man.
Everything paid for, Weezy.
Yeah, I ain't never changed it, Jeff. As long as I'm alive, big baby. Ain't nothing.
When you hear ain't good though. That ain't good.
When you hear, let's roll, big baby. Let us do it. I'm here.
Episode 356, man. Moving on to part 2 of our annual NBA Top 7 series to the power forwards.
FSP style.
Always FSP style.
You better damn know it.
Better than believe.
Let's kick it off, man. Weezy, best of the week. What you got?
Best of the week for me was my boy Coach Penny and TSU, man, getting their first win in 6 games last night, man. Yeah, shout out to Coach Penny. Shout out to the boys for not giving up, keep chopping wood, man. Got them boys rolling right now. We ain't got them rolling, but he got them a win.
Yeah, man. Keep pushing. Yeah, brick by brick, man. My dog, he'll be straight. Get it going. Not brick by brick.
Not brick by brick.
Nah, hell no, not budget on brick by brick.
Don't put that on pause.
Fair enough. Yeah, just keep building. Just keep building.
Stay
building.
low.
Stay low. Keep firing. Stay low. Keep firing. What you got, Jeff? Best of the week.
Man, Tim Boyd, Colorado City, Texas mayor, had to step down today. He was a tough guy, calling out his people, telling people they don't deserve handouts. They're weak, only the strong survive, not thinking about the elderly in this city. The one time internet bullying worked, got Tim Boyd ass out of here. Shout out to you, Tim Boyd.
Get his ass out of there.
Yeah, Terry Crews next.
Oh, he on deck.
Your ass next.
Dr. Glover, you on deck. It's a bunch of people on deck right now.
Damn right.
Get it together.
What you got, Coach?
Close, Dr. Glover. I promise you was that close.
Kind of piggybacking off of what Jeff mentioned about the elderly. Shout out to Trader Truth here in Houston. There was a lady that was 88 years old in the city that didn't have any power, electricity, anything. She was sitting in a home, freezing cold, and nobody knew who she was. So he got it together and got people to finally get the word to him to figure out who she was. And he went and got her in a better situation where she was in heat, warm, so she could take her medications and get everything she needed. Because when you're old like that, you can't survive in that cold like that. So shout out to Trader Truth, man, looking out for the elderly down here in Houston.
Sure, man. Shout out to him. He always come through in the clutch like that, for sure. My best of the week, man. It's 2 women in Florida. Florida woman. They dressed up as grannies trying to get the coronavirus vaccine. Y'all didn't hear about this? They were 34 and 44 years old. They got denied, but I respect the tenacity. You know what I'm saying? The due diligence to be vaccinated, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Soon two ladies. But yeah, man, they dressed up as grannies. Gotta respect it, dog.
I tell myself every day. Soon.
Jeff. Right around the corner, Jeff. Right around the corner.
Back outside.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, boy vaccinated. They're laughing at me. I ain't dancing, you know what I mean? I ain't grow another limb. No superpowers, but I definitely am vaccinated. So, yeah, for sure. Louise. Worst of the week, Louise. Soon. So you wishing on me some bullshit to go on. Soon?
No. I'm saying you said soon, so I said soon, dog.
What are you saying soon to?
Soon, everybody will get vaccinated.
Fuck out of here, man. What you got, man? Worst of the week.
Worst of the week, man. Old man winter, man. In the grocery stores, man. You couldn't get a loaf of bread this time for real. You couldn't get a loaf of bread in there this time. This is the first time I had to know somebody to get something from the grocery store. You know somebody get some shoes or something. I had to call somebody, hey, can you give me a loaf of bread? Like, I had to use one of my plugs for a loaf of bread at the grocery store. I used to have to use my plug like that, man. It was rough.
That nigga said soon. on the vaccine. Why would you wish some bullshit like that, dog?
Hey, ain't nobody wishing no bullshit like that on you,
That's
man.
some bullshit. Jeff, what you got?
4 bullshits in the first 5 minutes of the damn show. All right, I'm piggybacking off Weezy, man. This part of the United States, we ain't built for this. Like, I moved from the Midwest to get away from this crap in the weather right now. Like, I'm not here for this. I don't need to be in my home for 7 straight days and can't leave my parking lot. My car is not all-wheel drive, so I can't really move around like I need to. This is horse crap, dude. Mother Nature, get it together.
Yeah.
Get it together, Mother Nature, please.
I agree, man, 100%. Coach, what you got?
I'm rounding third on that one, man. This one a storm that hit Texas, man. It left millions without power. And we're seeing people's roofs, ceilings in their houses completely fall in their houses and water just flooding their homes from where pipes are bursting from the cold. Jeff, you know, we not made to deal with that in Nashville. You know, they definitely not made to deal with that down here in Houston. So that's my worst of the week, man, because there's a lot of people out here that have holes in their ceilings and water just running in their house right now.
Damn, that's some prayers going up, man. Godspeed to everybody. Yeah, it'll be a heat wave coming through Houston in a few. People will be at the turkey leg hut in shorts and hoodies and shit. So sooner than we know. Godspeed to everybody, though, for sure. My worst of the week is Queen Latifah as the equalizer, dog. Why? Just why? Just why the fuck, man? She knock-kneed, 50 years old. They should have given that role to somebody else, man. That's not even believable. I don't know. I would much rather see Lizzo doing that than Queen Latifah.
I'm going to tell you who they should have gave it to, man.
Talk to me.
They should have gave it to Zoe Saldana, the same girl.
No, hell no. Zoe, no.
Ain't that the girl that did them?
Yeah, no, coach. She already did some shit like that. We need a plus size person doing it, dog. Just a younger plus size person. That's all.
I'm not gonna speak on that. I'm gonna let you.
Dog, that's what I'm saying. If we're gonna go plus size, give it to Lizzo.
It should have been Jada Pinkett.
Yeah, I'm just
She got entanglements. No,
It's gonna be a 40 plus 50-year-old, 50-year young woman. It might have been Jada Pinkett.
Queen, not me,
not Queen.
You don't even look right throwing punches, man.
Come on, kicking and everything.
Nah, man.
This is bad.
Put that in the can, bro. I got 8 episodes. So.
You being generous, them 8.
And make sure you check us out on iTunes, Facebook, IG, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, Beyond Pod, YouTube, and of course, the SoundCloud page to catch up on the full archive of past episodes of FSP. How do you do that? Just search Full Sport Press Podcast. Now, when you get through doing that, make sure you check out the On Deck TV Hip Hop Podcast with Annabelle Brown and Spike Lee every Wednesday. The latest issue is up. The album review of the Judas and Black Messiah episode. So they going over that soundtrack. So y'all make sure y'all check that out and check out the boys at On Day TV.
Yeah,
I am.
Yeah. Sorry, Jay's being a class clown right now, man. He been class clown, dude.
No, you heard exactly what I said too.
He been a class clown. Like people can't read lips, man.
That's true.
Grow up.
Yeah, I was talking to you for sure. Like no, I wasn't talking to him. He's doing his job. You feel me?
I am.
I'm just understand.
I haven't seen the movie yet, but Nas got the best song on that soundtrack. Nobody wants to talk about it. Cool. Yeah, for sure.
I ain't listened to the whole soundtrack.
It's up there.
It's might be the biggest Nas fan I know.
For Nas
I do like the Lil Durk song though. I like that song a lot.
Dr. Durkio. You know, I'm telling you, Nas got the best song on that. Listen to it.
Quiet as kept. I like the Pooh Shiesty song.
Oh, man. Speaking of Pooh Shiesty, man, let's move right along to the Fresher Than Average podcast featuring myself and my dog, Animal Brown. The self-help fashion podcast directly related to improving everyday fashion. Pull up on us on the IG page. See the Would You Rocks each day. Also, the monthly FTYA podcast is out right now for your listening pleasures. Anywhere that you can watch a podcast, which is YouTube, and also anywhere that you can listen to one, all the podcast platforms. Much, much more directly for the culture, man. Wear your kicks. Cop responsible. Also, go ahead, Jeff. What you got?
I'm about to say, don't miss them Would You Rocks. Do not miss them Would You Rocks.
Good. Yeah, nah, for sure. We got, man.
You had to do Ross like that.
Nah, come on, man.
You had to do Ross like that.
Come on.
Hey, with your Rocks, man, I got a phone call saying, man, you need to chill out with the jailbait terms, man. You know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Tell them to call my phone. Fresh out of jail. Yeah, you've been out a little while. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure out some shoes. Tell them to call my phone. I've cleared straight up.
They said every shoe you don't like.
They didn't say shit.
Still bait.
They didn't say shit.
I'm just telling what they say.
What they say?
I just said what they say.
I didn't hear you.
You know what? They talk a lot. Told me not to run my mouth. I quit. I ain't gonna say nothing.
No, for sure.
Nope.
Tell them to call me. I got the same number. Probably when they got out, and when they went in, the same number.
Oh, come on.
Don't forget to support the Realville Family Patreon page. Features full sport press, on deck TV, fresher than your average, and much, much more. Be on the lookout to join that family Patreon page. Episodes are up right now. Support the team, man. Support the real. Jeff.
Yes, sir.
You have 10 good wrestling seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start the clock.
Let's roll. All right. This weekend, Elimination Chamber. So you know what that means, fellas. Who gets the W time? Gonna start off with for the WWE Championship. If you're not sure how Elimination Chamber works, there are 5 contestants in a chamber. They come out one by one. They start with 2, come out one by one in increments. Last man standing wins the match. All right, got it? Cool. Elimination Chamber match number 1. Jeff Hardy, Sheamus versus Kofi Kingston versus AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is the champ. Winner gets the belt. Who gets the W? Start with Weezy.
AJ Styles. I've been watching Raw for the past 2 weeks, baby. I'm on AJ Styles.
Okay. Got to you. Coach Locke.
I think it's over for Drew. I think they finna let Randy Orton back on top of the belt, so I'm gonna go with Randy Orton.
Solid pick, Coach. J-Ho.
I'm sticking with the champ, man. One more week. One more series. Let's go. One more. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. This was tough because this match it could either be Kofi, it could be AJ or Drew, I do believe. So I'm gonna go Drew. I'm gonna go Drew to keep the belt. All right. Next one. Now, this one's a little bit tricky. It's a two-parter. It's who gets the W in the Elimination Chamber. And second part, do you think this person will in turn beat Roman Reigns for the SmackDown Championship later on that evening? That's how the match. That's the stipulation for the match. So we got Cesaro. So the stipulation is whoever wins the Elimination Chamber match
gets to fight later that night.
Yep, it gets to fight Roman Reigns later on that night for the belt. All right. First in the Elimination Chamber, it's Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso versus King Corbin, versus Sami Zayn. It's a mid in this match. I'm gonna be real. It's a lot of mid.
You said
who you got?
You said King Cooper?
King Corbin?
King Corbin.
Yeah. Who you got, Coach Locke? Oh,
what
Uso.
I will go ahead, Weezy. Who you say you got?
I'm gonna go with Jey Uso.
Okay. Well, give me that list again, Jeff.
I got Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, King Corbin, Sami Zayn.
Okay, I thought it was Uso. I want to make sure, but that's who I'm going with, Uso.
Uso's a good pick. J-Ho.
Give me Uso, man.
Oh, shit.
I'm going Kevin Owens. I'm Kevin Owens in this. Now, the second part is, do you think this person can beat Roman Reigns for the championship later on that evening?
No.
Coach,
no, baby.
Okay, there's a no for Coach Locke. Weezy.
Nah, Uso can't do it. He ain't ready yet. He ain't ready yet, though.
Uso is his cousin. So
Yeah,
just keep that in mind. Blood cousin, actual real life cousin. So you don't think Uso win? I don't think Kevin Owens wins either. So and then last match, just for the break.
This is damn 20 minutes. This is 60 minutes, man. This is 60-minute segment. Damn,
it's a WrestleMania. Like, it's just WrestleMania.
Shit, what's the budget? We got a new budget on 60 or 10 seconds of wrestling. What we doing?
I mean, you taking 45 seconds right there.
You're
so
right.
The last match, Bobby Lashley versus Keith Lee versus Matt Riddle for the United States Championship. Bobby Lashley is the champion. Who gets the W?
Bobby.
Well, to get it over with. Bobby, I'm going Bobby Lashley too.
I was definitely going Bobby.
Keith Lee. All right. And that is this week's Who Gets the W. We get the results next week. Do not forget to check out 808s and Chair Shots. Shout out to me. Shout out to my guy, Neek. Each and every Thursday. Please do not forget, you might not like wrestling, but your auntie loves it. Appreciate y'all.
Sure.
We're gonna have to have a 1 good minute with Jeff for just to get the damn results next week.
I think we got a
Christ
new
of Latter
budget.
Day Saints. That shit was 4 minutes, Jeff. But
I
that
ain't
was
gonna lie.
Nick trying to get Dr. Glove up out of there, man. You gotta watch yourself. Watch your goddamn back, Nick. Now.
I told you, he's one tweet away from either being viral or banned.
In line. The tweets with questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment and give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page. We see those thumbs down too. On the iTunes page, please rate and subscribe. And more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
That the revolution will be podcasted. Before we get started the first half, Weezy, do you have a yellow box of Cheerios award recipient for the listeners?
This week's award recipient's Super Bowl streak.
That's it. Lil Mike's guy, Yuri Andrade, the 31-year-old Florida man who briefly disrupted the game with his run in a pink leotard and black shorts, announced in an appearance on a Florida radio station, Wow 94.1, that he was a part of a group that bet $50,000 that a streaker would appear. Now, Andrade told the show's audience that the group had locked in a bet at plus 750, resulting in then would be a high payout. However, Bovada, a gray market betting site offering services to many in the U.S., quickly learned of Andrade's admission. The site had already been largely aware of suspicious activity on the prop line. Likely, the wager will be closer to $50,000. As a result, Bovada announced that it will refund the wagers of all no bettors while also screaming the legitimacy of all yes wagers made before officially grading them. Yuri, you're an idiot. Snitches get stitches, shut up, cash out. You ain't got to say nothing about it. You idiot. You just cost everybody crazy amount of money. You dumbass.
It's on site with him.
Yeah, it's on site. It's on site with him because, not only that, he messed up the bet for the rest of forever. Nobody's ever that might not even be on the even on the sheet next year.
That's never gonna be a prop bet again. Yeah,
Ever.
because now it can be tainted. You idiot.
Right.
Yep. Stupid idiot.
Man,
Messed up the church's money.
that was in the budget because I was getting ready to hit it.
We had talked about it. We was gonna get you there. You was gonna go out there and leotard tonight. Dude, Yuri actually scored though. He scored a touchdown, dude.
He dodged about 3 of them.
Yeah.
But you know his partner gave him the distraction earlier though.
Yeah.
So that's how he got so far.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Dumbass, man.
I ain't gonna lie. I have to holler at him. It'd be better him to go back to jail because
not dead ass. Nah, like if I'm in that group that put that money together, I am hot at him.
It's on site.
Mm-hmm. Weezy, drop that off to him.
Yeah, I might go by my damn self. I might go drop it off by my damn self for real.
Damn right. With the revolver. You guys ready to get started the first half?
With the 6-shooter.
Let's do it.
The first half is underway.
First half, the hottest sports news of the past week, like I do each and every week here at the Full Sport Press Podcast. Before we get started, I am J Hope.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
It's your boy Weezy. What it do?
It's your man, Coach Locke.
Locke, where can they find you on social media, my brother?
Man, they can find me on Twitter and IG at Locke_the_great. That's THA. Get at me.
Yeah. Weezy, what you got?
I'm FSP_Weezy on IG and I'm at How Weezy on Twitter.
Yeah, you are. Yeah,
you
are. Raise the roof. Jeff, what you got?
I'm Jay Easley84 across all social media platforms.
Damn right. You damn right you are. And I'm J Hove on Instagram and Twitter, man. Let's talk about it on Twitter. Fellas, let's kick the first half off with some NBA talk, man. Detroit Pistons power forward Blake Griffin and Cleveland Cavs center Andre Drummond will both be out of the lineup moving forward all the way to the trade deadline. As each franchise and their representatives work to find a resolution for their future, Blake Griffin is 31 years old and has 2 years and $70 million left on his contract. Andre Drummond is 27 years old in the last year of his deal and $28 million left on that contract. Which of the former All-Stars will actually be traded?
I think personally that they will both be traded. But my worry is about their each individual skill set. So the guy from Cleveland, I'm just drawing a blank right now.
Andre Drummond.
Andre Drummond for playing. He doesn't score a lot of points. He's just a rebounder. Like, if you're a franchise, would you take that in? Is that something that you want on, like, in today's basketball game? Somebody just gonna get you a bunch of rebounds. It doesn't score a lot of points. And then with Blake Griffin, is he past his prime? Is he worth it? You got to think of Blake Griffin. Sure, he'll go play hard for LeBron James because he want to win a chip. But does anybody want to, like, carry on that contract besides somebody like the Memphis Grizzlies who, don't care?
I don't think either one of them will be traded. I think they both will be bought out, and Drummond will end up with the Nets to be their anchor because they need defense, they need rebound, and they need another body, and he fits perfectly with them. And Blake goes Lakers with AD being out for as long as he's going to be out. It fits perfect for Blake Griffin's game. He gets to extend his career playing with LeBron. I mean, who doesn't get to extend their career playing with LeBron James? But his skill set fits with LeBron, and they both get to play for a title. So look at that.
I don't think Blake would be traded. It's too much money. Nobody's going to pick up on that contract. He's going to end up getting bought out. But Andre Drummond could possibly be traded because he's only has 1 year on his contract. Won't nobody have to pay him that next year. And he's still not playing terrible. He's averaging 17.5 points, 13.5 rebounds, 2.6 assists. So you can still use Andre Drummond in a good role. Blake Griffin is over the hill. He's not playing as much. He just needs a new system, a new team to get him back going and go somewhere where they don't have to rely on him to be the man, where he can just be a spot person. So at the end of the day, I see Drummond getting traded and Blake Griffin getting bought out. Drummond probably wind up in Toronto.
Yeah, Andre Drummond will be traded. He's the likely of the two to be traded because that trade and contract is a lot easier to move than Blake Griffin. And this is the funny thing, though. Blake Griffin is still, he's 2 years removed from being an all-star. And the reason that we don't know that he played well last year is because he didn't go to the playoffs because he played with the Pistons. So in turn, Blake Griffin is, let's say, 2 years in a bubble season away from really good all-star basketball. I think Blake Griffin will be the reason that the Lakers win the title. They don't even really need AD to come back if Blake is there. That's how good Blake Griffin still is. At 32 years old, he can still play, y'all. He can pass the ball really well. He can put the ball on the floor as a big. He just played for a shitty franchise for the last 3 years. So his days of a star being number one, yeah, but he can be number two. And they just need to trade for another wing and won't miss a beat, man, playing with LeBron James.
He's going to get that shooting percentage back up. He's shooting 36%.
Yeah, because, Coach, he just out there playing now. You ever played with, you just out there playing, you're like, he's not even attempting to dunk the ball. He hasn't dunked since 2019. Yeah. He don't even care. He just out there playing. He's playing on a shitty franchise, a team that's not going anywhere. And I think he could really help the Lakers, and he will.
I saw them live. I can say he really does not care. Like the way he's like, he's a world-class athlete, all these things. You could tell Blake. I saw him live in person. You could tell he did not give a damn playing in Detroit.
That's your question. This goes for any sports, football or basketball. Men football, basketball, because there's a lot of individual in there. If you're a franchise player or the best player on the team, and your team sucks, but you're averaging the most points, you're throwing them, you're the quarterback of the team, shouldn't you be automatically demand a trade? Or should you just go through?
Depends how young you are.
Yes, it's got a lot to do with it. What's the situation? Like, is the front office competent?
Like Jay's boy in Phoenix. Team sucks. He out there dropping 40 points every other night. I mean, they don't suck now. So, but a couple years ago, they suck. Could he just should he be allowed to say, you know what, trade me?
No,
I'm wasting myself.
I'm too young.
I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't at some point. Like, we just didn't hear about it because it was Phoenix and it didn't make a lot of noise. But I'm pretty sure it was frustrating to lose all them games. I mean, scoring 50 and 40 and 60 is fun, but to do it and just get your ass kicked every time, that's not something he wanted to go home with.
Yeah.
So speaking,
go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry.
So speaking of having stuff left in the tank, as we know, J.J. Watt has been released from the Houston Texans. Does J.J. Watt still have some gas in the tank to give any teams some reps and a chance to win a championship, or is J.J. Watt done?
J.J. Watt's not done at all. He's not done. He has two great years left in him, but he ain't got time to go. He ain't got time to go to the Jets and rebuild. He ain't got time to go to Miami Dolphins either. He needs to go to a top 8 contender where he can play for a chip with them. With somebody's gonna give him some money though. He everybody keeps saying he's going back to play with his brothers, but I did some his brothers, like, they don't have no money. Pittsburgh has no money, and you don't want to pay J.J. Watt and not pay Bud Dupree. That'd be silly.
Every day.
He just got to go. He got to go get paid. He got to go to a contender for the next 2 years.
So J.J. Watt is he loves to do charity work. He's a very giving soul. He does a lot for the city of Houston. The Bills Mafia is the most giving fan base in the NFL. That's what we do. We do charity very well in Buffalo. JJ, it's a perfect fit, brother. Pause. We got home. We got a room for you. We can induct you into the Mafia. Get you a nice table for your home to go through, and you feel like it. It works, Jay. It just works. Come on home, man. Break at your new home. It's cold. You can wear your sleeveless jerseys. Just join the Mafia.
As your pitch, I want a bad pitch, Jeff. I like it. At his best, J.J. Watt is Weezy's favorite defensive player. He looked at me in my face and told me that he was better than Lawrence Taylor. I said, damn. But at his best, he was one of the most destructive forces we've seen in the game, for sure. He played at the rail. He played at the rail, like the edge rusher, right? He was an edge rusher at his prime, for sure. Injuries, 32 years old. He's not the same player that he was when Weezy was saying that about him. But I think when he came into the league, he was an inside rusher. If he can switch back to his original interior defensive lineman position, he's bigger, stronger than he was then. He was smaller. That's why they made him go to an edge rusher. Can you imagine him next to Myles Garrett in Cleveland? On the inside?
That's trouble.
That's trouble, dog. I get it. It's Cleveland. So, JJ, you can line up beside Joey Bosa. Or is it Nick? Who we got? Nick?
I got Nick.
Line up next to Nick. We got Nick. We got Nick. You line up next to Nick on the inside and compete for a championship in San Francisco. We'd love to have you.
Listen, JJ doesn't have to play a lot of snaps like he's used to doing if he goes to the right team. And that team is going to either be the Packers or, like my fellow host mentioned, the Browns. He's from Wisconsin. He played his college years in Wisconsin, and he could give the Packers the little boost they need on defense to get over that hump. Can you imagine if J.J. Watt would have been on that Packers line when they played the Tampa Bay Bucks? It might have been a difference to change the game to get that little more pressure on Tom Brady. Like he mentioned, though, another team could be the Browns because they have the money to pay Watt, and they are definitely in the realm of being a contender now, and he still wants to get his money. So look for J.J. Watt to be in the Browns or the Green Bay Packers next year.
JJ, it just works, brother. The Mafia. You, a table, and all that snow, it works. It just works.
Listen here. Well, JJ gave us a call on FSP. He said, man, hey, I listened to the show, and whichever one of y'all come pick me up first and drop me off at the airport, I'm going to your team. How fast y'all leave?
Nah, I ain't. We need a quarterback. We need a quarterback. I ain't driving.
I go pick him up. I'm down here in Houston. I just go pick him up, take him to the airport. Somebody else got to get him from San Francisco, though. But I can get him to the airport.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to get JJ. We need him on our defense. I'm going to get him. Come on.
I do need him.
Speaking of needing a quarterback and being one quarterback away, the Philadelphia Eagles have agreed to trade their once franchise quarterback, Carson Wentz, to the Indianapolis Colts. They're going to give back the Colts a 2021 third-round draft pick and a conditional 2022 second-round pick. Man, that Matt Stafford trade was crazy. Anyway, this could turn into a first-rounder. Just telling us what the league sources tell ESPN. Guys, is this a good trade for the Colts?
I think it is a good trade for the Colts, but it's also very, very dangerous because I've seen a lot of quarterbacks that like Carson Wentz have one bad year, they want to get out. And I think Carson Wentz, oh my God. come back to me on that one.
You gonna just wait or you gonna go?
Go ahead, Coach.
I think this is good for the Colts because Carson Wentz just needs a new home. He was tired of being in Philadelphia. He felt just like Aaron Rodgers did when the Packers drafted Love and the Eagles drafted Jeff's boy. Yeah, man.
QB1. QB1. Yeah, Jalen Hurts.
And that did not sit well with Carson Wentz. As a quarterback, they are real protective of their teams. So for you to draft a quarterback while I'm still young and still can play, I'm not going to be happy about it, especially when halfway through the season you start taking me out and putting him in, and then next game you're starting me. So it just didn't sit well. So Carson was ready to get out of Philadelphia. Now, the Colts, they were a few passes away from being able to win the division because their division wasn't that strong anyway. The Texans were not who they used to be. The Jaguars, we know what they're doing. So all they had were the Titans to go up against. And it came down to the last game of the season. So if you have Carson Wentz on that team instead of Phillip Rivers, you might win that division because he can still throw the ball down the field. So I think this is going to work out excellent for the Colts.
Yeah, it's better than what they have. I don't like the way they're doing Jacoby Brissett in Indianapolis. I think he can play, but let him go then. If you just got him sitting there just backing up, let him go somewhere and play. The fuck, Indianapolis. But Carson Wentz is a diva, man. He didn't talk to his head coach for 9 to 10 weeks. And now he finds a way to do all that. He's playing one of the greatest young O-lines in the entire NFL. Jeff gets 2 or 3 of their offensive linemen in our Madden franchise every year.
Every year,
For sure. So this trade to the Colts is a chance for a career renaissance for the spoiled Carson Wentz. His regression last year was stunning, one of the worst we've ever seen. Even with the injuries, it was trash. But packing him back with Frank Reich, who he had his best year in 2017, 33-7. Since 2018, he's thrown 64 touchdowns, 29 picks. So I think Frank Reich had a lot to do with that. He had plenty of weapons there with me and Weezy's guy, Michael Pittman, some young wide receivers as well, great running back, and he's in a less aggressive fan base. This fan base is the nicest fan base in the entire NFL. So it's on Wentz to kind of show the change of scenery is all he needed, some confidence, and the coach believes in him. But if this was Cam Newton, if it was Jameis Winston, if this was Deshaun Watson, it would be a different conversation. Tyrod and got kicked out 2-3 times. This would be a different conversation for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, they're also getting a bargain deal with him. So they get him for $73 million total for the next 3 years. That's a bargain deal for any starting quarterback. So they playing with house money. I just don't think. The new team he's going to the Colts is a very turnkey organization. Like they plug him in and they expect him to go back to the playoffs. If he can't do that, Frank Reich putting his coaching career on the line too. And from what I hear, that Carson Wentz is not coachable. He don't like to listen to nobody. But every time you get a player that only likes to go to one team or one coach, it's not a good sign. Not a good sign. You gotta learn how to adapt in the NFL. It's not a good sign.
The Colts, they feel like they're just a quarterback away though, man. So they gotta do something. Like you saw how their season ended last year. They just couldn't make the throws. They couldn't make the throws. They had to bring in Jacoby to make Hail Mary passes or any deep routes. So when you're in a position like that, like you gotta look at your quarterback position and say we gotta try. With the defense being as good as it is, offensive line being as great as it is, running backs being as good as they are, and you got weapons on the outside, like.
You got one weapon on the outside. T.Y. Pack him up. Pack T.Y. on up.
He's not a 1. He's not a 1 anymore.
T.Y. ain't a 3 no more. Pack him up now.
I wouldn't say a 3. He's a big
up. You got to respect him.
Only seen one player that was baby his whole career that actually worked out the entire career, and that was Barry Bonds in baseball. He had a damn recliner in his damn locker room, and nobody could come to his locker. So that's Barry Bonds. All the rest of them, they don't really work out like that.
Shit, Peyton Manning was babied his entire career, dog. From high school all the way to now.
Payne put his nuts on somebody's head.
Yeah, nobody here. We heard about that in 2019. Fuck out of here.
That's why he only got 2 chips and Tom Brady's still playing to this day.
It's true. You guys ready to get started with halftime?
Let's do it.
We're at the midway point. Enjoy all of the halftime festivities.
Halftime, in case you missed it, baseball's latest massive payday arrived on Wednesday, this time in the form of Fernando Tatis Jr. 14-year, $340 million extension with the San Diego Padres. This deal is the longest in baseball history and will keep a potential face of the MLB in San Diego for the long term. Now, it is a transformative deal for the Padres and the league as a whole. But Tatis, however, won't be able to enjoy as much of that $340 million as you would expect. A portion of Tatis's deal with the Padres will be going to the Big League Advance, a company with a very specific, and some would say predatory business model. The company approaches minor leaguers and offers them a one-time payment in exchange for a small but significant cut of their earnings as an MLB player. If the minor leaguer's career doesn't pan out, he never makes it to the MLB's lucrative free agency, it's a good deal for the player. However, if the player says become an MVP candidate, signs one of the largest contracts in baseball history, say right around 14 years, $340 million, it's a bonanza for the Big League Advance. So, if Fernando Tatis took the largest payment that the Big League Advance offered him, he will be set to pay them $34 million of that $340 million over the course of 14 years. Cold world. Gotta take it, though. You gotta take it. You gotta take the advance. Let me tell you why. So, do you guys remember Hunter Green, the number 1 player in the 2016 draft? They said he was going to be the next Ken Griffey Jr. because he was a pitcher and he could also bat and field at a high level.
Yeah.
He's had microfracture surgery. He's had Tommy John surgery. Never has panned out for the Reds. I'm sure he took that Big League advance, and I'm sure he's happy he did it. So there's always a cautionary tale of not taking the advance, and then there's always a Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah, but that deal right there. Like, usually when you get a big contract, it's a sense of relief. You made some money, but that's more pressure on you. That's a lot more pressure.
No pressure, because he already paid the money. I mean, it's 34 over 14 years. So what's that? 3.5, 2 a year. So he'll be fine.
Gotta take the money. Got
Cold
to.
world.
Yeah, for sure. Got to take the cash, though.
Got to.
Got to go.
Got
cash
to.
in hand. Hey, Weezy, cash in hand. It's cash in hand.
Got to take the money.
So, yeesh. You guys ready to get started with the second half?
Let's do
Yes,
it.
sir.
Let's get it.
The second half is underway.
Second half. The 2021 NBA Top 7 Series Part 2 with the Power Forwards. Episode 356. Before we get started, I am J-Ho.
Mm-hmm. It's your boy, Big Jeff.
It's your boy Weezy. What do you do?
It's your man, Coach Locke.
Lock, the power forward position is one of the most diverse positions in the NBA, man. Whether you're looking for a pick and roll slasher, pick and pop shooter, or both. We got both in this. The numerous names that come to mind, the diversity of this role made it fun to rank these top 7 power forwards in the NBA. We appreciate everybody that sent in the list. Speaking of the list, this list is strictly related to their 2021 stats and performance after 25 games, and who has the best chance of maintaining their great play throughout the rest of the current NBA season. Without further ado, let's go through the top 7 list from 2019 to 2020. Jeff, go through that list for me, man.
At number 7, we had John Collins. At number 6, we had Kevin Love. Number 5, we had Draymond Green. Number 4, Pascal Siakam. Number 3, the aforementioned Blake Griffin. Number 2, Anthony Davis. And number 1, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Didn't sound too crazy with Blake. Blake was 3 on our list last year. Just played for a shit franchise. Shout out to AB. Well, let's go with some. What'd you say, Jeff?
Year before too. That was coming off the year before too. The year before that, he had a good year too. So,
true.
Yeah,
that's true.
That was the All-Star year, actually.
That was the All-Star year, 100%.
Yep.
Coach Locke, let's speak on these honorable mentions, man. Who we got first?
First, an honorable mention, we have none other than John Collins from the Atlanta Hawks, the guy that helps Trey Jeff Boys out.
Yeah. Oh, Johnny boy, man. Only thing he has to work on is just taking a little bit of guidance. Cause him and Trey Young together are better together than apart. And I know he's betting on himself. They can't pay him. They can't afford him because the way that he's a double machine. He averaged 21 and 10, man, in those 41 games that they played before the bubble. So he just helps that team in so many different ways. Just becoming a better, dependable 3-point shooter. Last year helped him to the point where he's at now. I just think that Lloyd Pierce is in a different situation, their head coach, as far as juggling all of those different players. But John Collins could play. He just won't play for the Hawks for long.
And that's unfortunate.
That's sad.
Go ahead, Jeff. You got it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So that's sad too. I wish they could work that out. It feel like him and Trey got something that's like real Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson issue going on. I don't know, but something ain't working down there between them two. So I wish they could get along because that could be something that really, really could work in the long term.
I agree, Jeff, man. I hate to see them get split up because they both young. They can say they built it together. It won't be like some joining kind of stuff. So I wish they could figure out a way to keep him there, but they're not because he's going to want too much money and they're not going to be able to afford it. Next. All right. Next on the honorable mention list, we have none other than Jeremy Grant.
I had Jeremy Grant on my list, Doc, for sure. He was number 7 on my list. He wanted a bigger role, and he believed in himself. Kind of similar to what John Collins, but probably $40, $50 million cheaper. He chose to go with Detroit. And, hey, it was a great move for him. 23 and 5, playing great defense, playing in some weird Jordans every night. You can't deny his talent every night on both ends of the floor. I just hope the Pistons actually use him while they have him in his prime right now, because 3 years later, it's not going to be the same Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, I didn't have him on my list at all, but I understand why he was on your list, because he showed flashes of this in the bubble, and that's ultimately what got him paid, is how he played in the bubble. Teams realized, oh, this kid can really play and go get it, so he got his money, which I can't blame him for. He had to go get his big contract. He did it. It just sucks that he's with a team that's in the gutter right now with Animal Brown's Detroit Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say nothing else, man. He definitely was one of my honorable mentions. He bet on himself. He cashed in the right way. I hope Detroit, like Jay said, I hope Detroit really understands what they have in this cat. Like, he's somebody you really, really can build around. He wants to play. He wants to be the guy. CP3 got a lot of credit for what he did in Oklahoma City last year. Well deserved. But Grant was right there with him and right there hitting a lot of big shots, being in some big moments, and it's working for him right now. So I love to see the kid play basketball.
Last on this honorable mention list, we have none other than Jeff's boy, the unicorn, Kristaps Porzingis, out of Dallas.
Hi, KP, man. And listen, KP done played 17 games, averaging 20 and 8. For the Mavs to kind of challenge or be some type of any elite team in the West, KP just has to stay healthy, man. He's getting healthy, and they're playing way better. That's going to be an extremely dangerous team come playoff time. They were the best offensive rated team in the entire NBA when he played games last year. So I just got to get him healthy. People don't say the unicorn anymore. If you peep that, it's just KP now. It's just KP.
What made him a unicorn is becoming almost common nature now, though. I mean, being the 6'9", 7-footer guy that can stretch the floor and hit those shots. Well, I'm just saying a big that can run the floor, can get off the dribble, can get his shot, and can shoot a outside shot is becoming common now. So that's what made him a unicorn. And he just does it. He's supposed to be Luka, and he's not. And that's the problem. That's why we don't call him a unicorn no more, because he's not doing shit that's unicorn-ish. Nothing.
We had seen somebody like him before, and I can't believe I forgot about this guy. He was kind of similar to him. AK-47, Andre Karolinko. He was doing a lot of the stuff that he was doing. He was scoring, blocking shots. He couldn't score as much, is Kristaps, but he ran the floor like him. He played defense as far as blocking shots, and he could pass. Now, Kristaps is a little better, but we've seen similar to that.
Boy, you out your goddamn mind.
AK he was an
KP
all-star?
7'3", bro. KP 7'3". What the fuck?
I said similar. I didn't say we had seen it completely before. I said kinda. Go look at Andre Karolinko.
AK-47 6'8". He guarded. I get that. But what that boy KP can do, he is a unicorn, bro. He's a unicorn. Let's just keep it a bean. Nobody's 7'3" moving the way dude move, man. Nah, man. He was an all-star. Don't do KP, and I ain't gonna let y'all do. Hey, KP should be on this list.
Karolinko was an all-star. Karolinko was an all-star too.
No, AK-47.
Karolinko.
No. I'm not knocking AK-47. No. AK-47 is cold. What I'm saying is, offensively, it's not even close.
I can respect that.
That's what I said. I said Unicorn was better offensively. I said that.
I'm saying you can't mention them in the same breath. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Without further ado, man.
You think he's that much better, Jay?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, AK-47 is just a lot more healthier, and his wife allows him to go and have fun 2 times a year. That's the only difference, for sure. Let's get going with this list, man. The 2020 top 7 power forward list. We're starting number 7. Who we got at 7, Weezy?
Number 7, we got Toronto. Pascal Siakam.
Yeah. Hell yeah, boy. Hell yeah. Yeah. Look at Siakam, man. PK Smooth. They call him Spicy P. He's averaging 20 and 7, 45% from the field, 30 from 3. He struggled at Disney, y'all, especially in the playoffs. And it leaked into the season. To take his game to another level, man, he's going to have to become more of an efficient scorer, both inside and outside. And on top of that, he has to find a way to help out Fred VanVleet because he's fucking dying. That he's carrying that team. And Spicy P is not helping at all.
No, I haven't heard Spicy P mentioned once this year, that nickname. I haven't.
Give me Jeremy Grant, give me KP, and give me John Collins instead of Spicy P. And y'all know why.
It ain't spicy no more. That's why. It ain't spicy no more. He got all that money. They got rid of, I ain't gonna say they got rid of, but Kawhi Leonard left because they thought Pascal was gonna be able to step in and carry that team, and he's not doing it. He is not carrying that team at all.
Whoa, guys. Whoa. Let's slow it down just a little bit. Pre-bubble, Toronto was still the number 2 team in the pre-bubble. Pascal was still in his ascension to being one of the best players in the league. He was an all-star, all of that last year. Don't forget that. Don't forget he was an all-star last year, starting all-star last year. Don't forget that. Now, Bubble came up short. No lie. Bubble didn't do him no justice. Didn't help his cause. Started very slow this year. But
Bubble regular season and bubble playoffs. Don't you forget.
I just put the bubble all together. I'm just putting it all together. But you're right. But if you want to separate it, he didn't show up in the last 8 games in the bubble, didn't show up in the playoffs in the bubble. So absolutely right. Started very slow this year, but he's starting to round up a little bit. He's starting to come together. Toronto was in a rough spot. They're playing in Tampa. They're not at home. We all know that team feeds off the North. They feed off the North. But they're starting to round in the position. I think Pascal deserves to be a little bit higher. Not too high, but a little bit higher.
I'm not paying you to feed off the damn crowd. I'm paying you because you can go and get it on your own.
That team is not as good as that team is very well coached. Very well coached. That team is very well coached. That team on paper does not stack up against the top 5 teams in the East. But they compete no matter what.
They didn't lose anybody but Serge, bro.
And Gasol.
They ain't lose anybody but Serge, bro.
Gasol
was do we give Pascal any bill for Toronto not playing at home this year? They switched their home court twice.
That's what Jeff trying to shoot him some bill about. I told you, y'all know why the boy got paid.
Who's number 6?
Let's go. Number 6? Right. Come on, Weezy. Get a listen to number 6.
Number 6, 76ers on Tobias Harris.
Show. Toby. Yeah, you good, Pop. You probably beat out. Yes, sir. 20 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 51% from the field, 42 from 3. There is no denying his talent. Listen what I'm trying to tell you. And I talk to AB about this all the time. You know Tobias Harris is going to give you 20 points every game, 6 or 7 rebounds, and that's it. When he plays with Doc, he just finds a way to unlock him, and he just gets the best out of him. I don't know how the hell he does it, but he's just really well equipped to play alongside Joel Embiid. Super versatile score from anywhere on the floor. I just think, man, Tobias Harris has to find a way to unlock. I know you can get 20. You can get 20 every night. Very similar to Rudy Gay. You knew Rudy Gay was going to get you 18 and 6 every night. Tobias Harris gives you, I need him to give me 24. Him getting 24 and 25 a game, that's the difference in playing in the championship, bro.
You said it all right there. It's Doc Rivers brings out, I don't know what it is about Doc Rivers, but he got it out of him in the Clippers, and he's doing it now with the Philadelphia. He makes Tobias Harris look like the all-star we all hope he can be perennial, right? So I can't say it any better, Jay. Shout out to him. He's having a great season. He deserves to be on this list.
Yeah, man, this is Tobias Harris we knew he could be. He's just going to have to show up in playoff time. Y'all said enough. He's just going to have to show it when they get to the playoffs and it's time and it really matters.
I agree with Coach. He got to show up in the playoffs for me. All right, number 5. Oh, goodness gracious. Jeff's boy, Zion Williamson. He didn't like that. Go ahead, Jeff.
Go ahead, Jay, because I'm going to surprise everybody.
Uh-oh.
No, I knew what Jeff is doing. And because he knows that with Zion averaging 25, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 61% from the field, 37 from 3. Some people, he weighed in at 284. Think he'd be too slow, a little bit slow-footed to keep up with fast-moving wings. So in turn, they have him playing at the 4 because he's comfortable there. But you put a damn 4 on Zion Williamson, his speed and the strength makes it fucking impossible for forwards to guard him, especially going downhill. It is a wrap. Get him the ball outside of the 3-point arc, take a screen, whatever you want to do with Zion, he's going to find a way to score. Gets lost on defense a lot. Needs to rebound better. To be that athletic, I need him to average 10 rebounds a game. But he's looked more and more like the unstoppable force he was supposed to be coming out of college. I am happy with the trajectory of Zion Williamson. Just need him to do some small things a little bit better. But it's just year 2.
Yeah, and that's why he's right where he is on this list. The people above him, they're just playing a little better right now, and he's just young. Like Jay mentioned, 6.8 rebounds, that's not enough. You're too athletic, too big. You dominate on the offensive end getting boards, so you got to do that on the defensive end also. If you're going to shoot those threes, got to get that percentage up a little higher. He's shooting at 38%, which isn't bad because it's Zion. So that's okay. But you got to keep improving that, which he has time to do. So I'm not knocking him on it. Just want him to make sure he continues to work on it to improve it. Because if he can get that 3-point percentage around 42 or 43, it's just going to make him that much even harder to guard because now you're going to have to respect that out there on the wing. So Zion's about right where he should be. Later on, he'll probably move up a little higher on this list.
Yeah, no, this is perfect. Perfect way. This is exactly where he needs to be. Started slow this year. Did come in shape. He was in shape this year. All those fat jokes went away. All those body shaming guys who were worried about a 19-year-old kid's body, they got quiet this year. They got real quiet. I'm going to say this now. He deserves to be a number 5, but he's the most unstoppable force in the paint since Shaq. There's nothing one person can do with him when he has the ball in his hand. There's nothing you can do. He absorbs every bit of defense you do. It takes 2 people to affect his shot. For him to be that size and get off the shots that he gets off with no hesitation and no problem, we have not seen that since Shaq. It's fun to watch. He deserves to be number 5. He will be higher next year. Shout out to Zion Williamson.
Woo! Number 4. I think this is Jay's boy low key. Julius Randle.
Yeah, man. Juran, man. 23 points a game, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 48% from the field, 40 from 3. This is the thing. We talked about it. Where Tibbs goes, top of the minutes boards. You're going to be there. He leads the NBA in minutes, y'all. Leads it. He leads it right now. But what really I can't believe is the way that Julius Randle is successful without basically not deviating too far from what the person he's always been. Still isolates himself a ton of times. Still gets half of the shots unassisted. Put a wing on him. He's going in the post. Put a big on him. He'll rumble pass. He has not changed a lot since Kentucky, early LA days, but I think he's learned how to balance brawn and grace without wandering too far outside. And he's playing a little bit more defense, which Tibbs makes. If Julius Randle can get 10 rebounds a game, I know Zion Williamson can.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Julius playing like he is. You know, he bounced around from team to team like he couldn't get it together. And it wasn't necessarily him. His team just were not being successful. So people were not giving him the props that he deserved because coming out of Kentucky, he was high praised. He was a high draft pick. But if you looked at his stats, he was still performing. It just wasn't translating to wins. Now he's in New York. He has New York in the best position they've been in a while, and they have some other good young core pieces. So it's the verdict is still out to see what the Knicks do. It'll be accomplished for the Knicks to make the playoffs this year, which right now they're teetering with it right there. So if they can make the playoffs, this will be a plus with Julius Randle, and that's why he's at 4 on this list.
Yeah, he deserves it, man. He's one of those guys that I've been pulling for his whole career, just simply because I feel like people just gave up on him so quick. Like when he went so high in the draft, and they thought that he wasn't performing well enough, or the win, like Jay said, the wins weren't coming at certain times. We're going from the Lakers to the Pelicans to now the Knicks. I'm just happy to see him. It's coming to fruition right now. He should be starting in the All-Star game, but that's neither here nor there. Shout out to him, man. I love to see what he's doing. Keep it going, man. Really pulling for Julius Randle.
Number 3, my bad. Number 3, this is Jeff Boy right here all the way through. Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah, man. This is the thing. I had Zion higher than Domantas Sabonis. For the main reason of him just averaging 22, 11, and 5. 52% from the field, 35 from 3. With the Pacers being a small market team, that doesn't mean their best players should fly under the radar, and not having Sabonis in the bubble because of plantar fasciitis in his left foot, it really hurt the Pacers, man. And is the reason that Victor Oladipo no longer plays for them. His pick and roll game with him was elite. It's really, really elite now with Malcolm Brogdon. This kid is special, man. I think he has a higher ceiling than his dad. I really do, man. He is a special basketball player. 22 and 11 is going unseen. Nobody's talking about it. I think Julius Randle makes the All-Star team instead of him, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, his season definitely higher than his dad because he's gonna play longer than his dad. That was the downfall of his dad. He played overseas so long. By the time he got over to the NBA, he was on a downsized career because he was old and fall of time was caught up with him. But his pops could play, and it's showing for the Demonis that he can play. It just sucks that his partner left, like you said in VO, when they could have had something going in Indiana. But you can't argue what he's doing. Double machine, getting 53% from the field. So you can't argue what he does. I just hope he can stay healthy to continue to go. And he has the Pacers sitting in 4th right now. It's not a lot of games ahead of 5th and 6th, but at the end of the day, they're in 4th, which is a good position to be in playoffs because that means you host the first round. So I had Sabonis at 3 on my list also.
Yeah, this is why I had Sabonis. It's my guy. I've been singing his praises for a long time. All-Star last year, you know what I mean? Came to fruition last year with the All-Star selection. Man, he's just fun to watch, man. Versatile, big, does it all. I mean, rebounds, block shots, makes the right pass. The right pass. Maybe not the flashiest pass, but the right pass and can get his own bucket. Love to see him play ball, man. Shout out to Sabonis, man.
All right. Down to the last 2. Number 2, this is Coach Loudboy. He'll never admit it, though. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, that's one, coach. Oh, Giannis, man. 28, 11, and 6, 55% from the field, 27 from 3. 2-time MVP. Not the best player at this position. Y'all tell me why, man. I don't get it. 2-time MVP. There's still so much he needs to add to that game, man. Considered to be the best player in the NBA. He knows that. The Bucks know that. And even Antetokounmpo fans know that deep down. It's something missing with that kid. And he made a mistake signing long-term with Milwaukee. Because, hey, the ship be sinking.
What's missing from is that he still hasn't gotten a jump shot. In a regular season, nobody plays really tough defense because it's the regular season. You have some people to play hard defense all year, but for the most part, as teams, they don't really buckle down and start locking down until playoffs. And it shows every time with him because those little spin move dunks that he gets in the lane in the regular season all the time, they close that gap in the playoffs and he can't get there. And now he winds up shooting more jump shots. And that's why they can never get past the semifinals or the second round of the Eastern Conference. He's going to have to figure out how to develop that mid-range jump shot and get better at the three-point shot. 27% is not going to do it. If he does not develop that, he will stay right where he is, and he will never be considered the best player in the NBA.
In my opinion, I'm not go ahead, Joe.
I'll say this, and this is completely against the grain because I know how I feel about him. I've been calling dude since people were saying he was an MVP. I've been saying that he's not that. I think he should give up trying to shoot the three. Give up on the mid-range J. Give up on it all. Get the elbow together, get his post moves together, get his passing together, and that's where you live. From now on, you don't even worry about the trade ball or worry about nothing else. Keep your free throws up, get your elbow game together, get your post moves together, and pass to the right person, and they build around him that way. Because expecting him to be the floor general, expecting him to shoot the trade ball, that ain't it. And he's not. He don't have to be Jokic. He don't have to be a big like that. He can actually play back to the basketball and be athletic and get his shot and affect the game in another way. It don't have to be the 2021, 2022 basketball all the time. He can change the way he's doing this. I think it's just bad coaching.
He get that mid-range is elbow. He got to get that mid-range. That elbow is mid-range.
I totally agree. He got to let that three ball go. Let Steph and let Clay, James Harden, let them shoot that three ball. You get to the bucket. Get to the bucket. But you got to get to the bucket in the playoffs, too, though. You got to get to the bucket in the playoffs.
He's the best player on both ends of the floor for that team, man. And I assume when you get Drew, because Drew's way better basketball player than Eric Bledsoe, they were just on their way to the finals, man. And I think people are looking at that tape from the bubble, and they done figured their ass out, and Bud Ball ain't working, dog. Jeff mentioned it. Like, it's coaching.
Has Giannis hit the ceiling real quick? Has he hit the ceiling?
Has he hit the ceiling? I think he hit the ceiling 2 years ago because they've been trying to ask him to do stuff that is not in his game. If he would, like I said, like I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but if he would just give up on that trade ball and focus on being a better passer, a great rebounder, and fulfilling the paint and taking care of the paint, man, they'll be that much better.
Yes, he hit his ceiling after he won MVP that year. That was it. It was done.
They count how many times I say Giannis, just so Giannis. Number one. Number one. Here we go. This J boy. He'll never admit it. This J boy too. Anthony Davis.
Yeah, man. AD number one, man. Let's pack it up. Let's go home. 22-8. Let's just, yeah. AD is hurt. And let me tell you something about AD.
Wait, before you say that, Jay. Wait, before you say that. Let's keep in mind, listeners. He's real sensitive when it comes to the Achilles injury. He's real sensitive to. So take this with a grain of salt. Let's be honest. Let's take
No. Is it Shaquille O'Neal said, "Man, when I tore my Achilles in Boston, you know what I had 4 weeks prior to that? Calf strain. You know what KD was out with?
Yep.
Calf strain.
Yep.
Hey, man, you don't want AD to come back second round of the playoffs, first round, whatever. Hell, I don't know, the last 10 games of the season. And he tears motherfucking Achilles now, and he out for a year. So that puts you down 2 years with LeBron in his prime. What you got to do is like AD, set him out for the rest of the year, have surgery, go in there and clean up what they need to clean up, go ahead and fuse that Achilles, and then he'll be back right around this time next year. You don't want to lose 2 years of LeBron in his prime, and that's what's going to happen. Now, let's talk about AD, though. I think AD is the greatest switch defender in NBA history. I really do, man. I think he's the best pick and roll big in the NBA right now. Man, I just wish they had CP, dog. Oh, I wish they had CP. They had CP playing with that boy. Woo! But anyway, I think, man, just AD is just the best power forward in the entire NBA. Has been that for the last couple of years. And I just hope and pray, man, that kid listens to history, listens to science, just like people that don't want to take the damn vaccine. Listen, just listen. If you have a calf strain and you have tendonitis or tendinosis in your Achilles, pack it up. Just pack it up.
I think Kevin Garnett has something to say about being the best big switch defender because he's gonna sit down. He's gonna sit down and guard those guards a little better than Anthony Davis.
He can switch on some twos. He ain't switching on no ones, coach. You know, KG wasn't switching on no ones. Ones?
He could.
Ones?
Yes. He had that dog in him. He could do it. But back to AD. He's the best power forward, man. He can do everything that you need him to do. You need him to score on the block, he can do it. You need him to get the mid-range and shoot it, he can do it. You need to get the mid-range elbow, face up and go score, he can do it. You need him to pick and pop, he can do it. Nothing he can't do. His arc and his chink in his arm, I guess I should say, is injuries. Here we go again. Same thing. And like my coach mentioned, I agree. He needs to sit down. It is clear that something is going to happen with that Achilles if he doesn't address it. Because when he hurt it in that last game, the first thing he reached down to was his Achilles area. He didn't reach down and grab his calf. He reached down toward the Achilles and he shot that free throw. And you could see when he shot that free throw that shit was hurting. And I said then, he better walk off this court and go in the back and be done. Because if he tries to play through it, it's not going to be good.
I like the fact that they aren't rushing him back though. It went from 2 weeks possible to now it's 4 weeks. And I think the Lakers have, they've played enough together now. And, with Trez Harrell coming in, doing what he's doing, and the rest of that team forming together, they can coast in the West. Because the West Coast, the Western Conference, we joke about it being so tough. It ain't as tough as it used to be. It just isn't. It just is not as tough as it used to be. The Lakers just got to get there. Get Blake. Do what you got to do to get Blake. Bring back AD when he's ready, not when he wants to play, but when he's ready to play, and then that's when it matters. I agree with what you're saying, Jay. I agree with what you're saying, Coach. Like this could be the signs of something bigger, just judging off of previous athletes. But it's going to be hard to tell a player playing at the highest level of his game to say not to play. But he's just got to listen to his body and not rush back. That's all I'm saying. Just don't rush back.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be hard to say, hey, man, you need to sit down. Because the competitor you want to play.
In AD in the contract year, next year? Do for a contract?
Nah, he signed an extension.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So listen now. You better pack it up. All right, niggas.
That's our list. That's our list.
Let's go through the list one more time.
Let's go through the list, man.
There you go.
Go through our list one more time just for the listeners, just to make sure. All right. Number 7, Pascal Siakam. Number 6, Tobias Harris. Number 5 is Just Boy, Zion Williams. Number 4, Julius Randle. Number 3, Domantas Sabonis. Number 2, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Number 1, Anthony Davis.
Shit, boy.
That's it. That's
it. That is the list. Who makes the list 2022?
If Porzingis can stay healthy, Porzingis.
I think Collins bounced back and have a year, and he could be on the list. Or Mr. Grant, Jeremy Grant, as well.
Kevin Love.
Who didn't make the list that will make the list this year?
And while you're thinking about that, who's going to be off this list that person replaces?
Julius Randle.
Damn.
That's just what I think.
Yeah. I got Kyle Anderson making the list next year.
Wow.
That's solid. He's playing good basketball right now. Real good basketball.
Coach Lott hated on him. You know what I'm saying? Coach Lott hated on him. Said my boy wasn't hooping. I'm hot about that.
I'm just saying he's playing solid.
I see you, KA. I see you, boy.
I'm gonna tell you who. Never mind. We're gonna save that. We're gonna save.
No, say it, Coach.
Nope. That's for another show.
It is on the show.
As you can tell, listeners, the intensity level increases the closer we get to the point guards. So just bear with us.
Yeah, small forwards next week, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a big list. That's a tough list, y'all. Hey, that's gonna be tough because you know KD, Bron, Jason Tatum, Kawhi.
You in that list, boy.
You just named them.
Boy. Send in those lists.
That list gonna be tough.
That is gonna be tough, man. That's gonna be tough. I know who number 2. The hell is you talking about?
I know who number is on Sean Washington's list. Who's number 1 on Sean Washington's, Jay?
Man. Hey, he would have. I think Wash would probably have put LeBron number 1 point guard, number 1 2 guard, number 1 small forward, number 1 power forward, and number 1 center. That one, he got some stake in the LeBron James franchise for sure, man. Another episode, man. We appreciate y'all pulling up show 356, man. NBA Top 7 Series Power Forwards. Continue to watch us on youtube.com/fullsportpress. Don't forget, we're everywhere on IG. We're on Twitter. Have a conversation with us on Twitter. Even Weezy. Weezy people have been telling me that they're tweeting you. You don't respond to their tweets. So in turn, just talk to me, Jeff, and Locke.
That's my bad. I'll work on that.
At the beginning of the show, you said soon. And that shit still, you know what that did?
Please.
You know what that did?
Please.
I took offense to that. You know what I'm saying? You on mute.
You on mute, big dog.
I'm happy you put him on mute, Jeff. Keep his ass on mute.
Yeah, mute his ass. Can y'all mute him?
No, that's impossible. They wouldn't mute that boy.
Can we please just tell the people to?
Nah, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just tell the people.
I took offense to that, dog. For sure.
Why? Why though?
Because you wishing bad on my vaccine, dog. That vaccine in my blood. It's in my blood. Tweet us some questions throughout the week, man. The Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment, give us a thumbs up. Chill out with those thumbs down, though, man. And put your name to that thumb down, too, on that YouTube page.
Say it with your chest.
On the iTunes page, please rate and subscribe. But more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
Tell the friends that are vaccinated.
To tell a friend and quit giving thumbs downs on the YouTube page.
Watch your back. Weezy, watch your back.
Everything paid for, man.
Sure. Jeff.
Camera's always on, brother.
You damn right it is. Coach Locke.
Get a drummer song.
So I'm vaccinated. I know where you at. I got to tell y'all what I told him. I'll tell y'all when we start recording, man. The revolution will be podcasted. We are out. Get what I told him.
Thank you for listening to the Full Sport Press podcast page. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend.
The revolution will be podcasted.